Conrado, seeker of the rise, atop his monastery, under clear blue skies, Gilino's map in chunks he divides, exploring each with wonder, where his spirit rides in the realm of Gilino, where adventure never dies. Conrado's journeys onward, beneath the endless skies, at Rollo's rise his spirit soars, exploring Gilino's wonders forevermore.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the very first episode of the Extreme One Chunk Iron Man series. Now, I will be starting here at Rollo's Rise. I am going to be starting with one exception here, and that is going to be to combat. I can't really start combat until one of three conditions are met, and now those three conditions are food, any weapon, or a level 3 enemy that I could actually train up. Now, since my starting chunk is Rollo's Rise, the main chunk task is going to be to bless some bones. That requires 30 prayer. 30 prayer is something that is currently unachievable without combat, so I am going to have to roll another chunk right off the bat, but you know, sometimes that's how it goes. This is something that will be backlogged. I will be back to bless these bones. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take another roll. Alright, I rolled Camtorum Entrance. I forgot to actually get it recorded. I will make sure to do that for the next roll, but for the time being, let's go ahead and unlock it and head on down there and see what we got. Okay, now Camtorum is pretty much an Iron Man's dream. There's everything you would possibly want in there, but there is one problem. It is locked behind a small quest, which I don't believe I could access. Nope. Okay, so that means that this is also going to be another free chunk, which means I can go ahead and roll the next one. Hopefully I will get some sort of weapon or something to continue with. Okay, let's see what we got coming next. The Black Jaguar Peninsula. Okay, well, this looks like another empty chunk. We've got some bandits, some snakes, and some black jaguars, but still none of the combat exceptions have been met yet, so we are going to roll again. Okay, let's roll the next chunk. Oh, okay, Varlamore Pyramid. Now, I don't actually know if this one's accessible or not. It seems like there's only a walking path in a way that I can actually reach, so let's unlock it and let's see if we can actually get there. No, it looks like it's pretty much impossible to get anywhere past here. There's no walking path through Rollo's Rise or anything like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll the next jump then. Let's see what we get. Ooh, alright. River Bar Lefort, see? Looks like there's some moss giants there. Now, I don't really have a weapon yet, so... Okay, so there are some mind runes here, so I'm going to go ahead and pick them up and do a little bit of world hopping, try to get a stack of them. There aren't any food sources here or any weapons or anything that really makes combat possible yet for me, but I think it should be soon, so hopefully I will get some way to fight these moss giants on my next chunk roll, but until then, I'm going to stack these mind runes, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, let's see what we get. Nice, very nice. Okay, this is exactly the chunk that I wanted. In this chunk, there is a spawn for both a staff and a single air rune, which means that magic is now doable, and so is combat. And with that, means that I can finally start working towards some chunk rides. So that does mean I will have to get 30 prayer to bless some bones on Rollo's Rise, and 55 magic to cast High Elk because it is the highest spell. Now, I will also need to get Mossy Keys, Long Bones, and Curve Bones from the Moss Giants because they're all on the collection log, as well as different various best in slot upgrades that they might drop for me. Okay, so here we are. About to pick up our very first air rune of the account, the first of many, and about to equip the staff. Look at that. What a unit. Best in slot right there. I mean, have you ever seen such a beast? Now, I am finally able to cast Wind Strike, but I am going to need more than a single cast of this, so let's do a little bit of world hopping. All right, 100 casts. That should give me a decent idea of how effective this will be. It will probably run out pretty fast, so I expect to be world hopping for hours on this grind. Hopefully not too long. Hopefully I'll get pretty lucky with the collection logs. But yeah, let's just go ahead and test out and see how effective this actually is going to be. I predict it will be rough to start, but let's see. So I decided to do some defensive casting here to try to train up my health and my defense as much as possible. I mean, at this point, anything can hit me. I mean, even these tiny little snakes were just biting right through my defenses. I had no chance of training any melee combat on them yet. So I decided to grind that out just a little bit, just to have some baseline for not getting killed by everything around me. Now, of course, there's no food here, so my only way to heal is with the Neltas. They function basically the same as the monks of Edgeville. My first random event. Random events are going to be absolutely huge for this account. Hunter, for example, is a skill which I am not going to be able to train in any way for the foreseeable future, so I am going to have to get the lamps from these random events. And they're also really useful for things like noted gems, runes, and of course Leo can bank your items, which for someone like me who does not currently have a bank, is huge. This random event here, the maze, is also awesome. You can go straight to the middle and just take the main reward, which is still fantastic for any kind of Ironman. I prefer at this point to just take the side rewards. You can basically stay here for an hour and a half and just keep clicking 1% at a time. Every 1 minute this chest closes and resets, so you can keep getting as much loot as you want from it. Okay, that seemed to set me up pretty well. You can see I got a fair amount of runes and quite a lot of potions from that. All the extras did get sent straight to my bank. I'm going to go ahead and use up all these potions now, train a little bit of melee. Hopefully maybe I can end up wielding this mithril sword. Alright, there it is, the mithril sword. That is a chunk task complete to wield a mithril weapon, and that is going to be my best in slot for the foreseeable future. I think I am going to probably be stuck with this for quite a while. Just kidding, I got my actual best in slot, the mithril spear. This thing is a beast, perfect for flinching. Now, I'm not actually going to use the spear, but I did find a really great flinching spot. In this spot, I'm able to flinch 2 moss giants at once instead of just 1. It's also a great spot for hitting them with magic. It's a safe spot where I don't get dragged like I was getting earlier, and it is where one of the mind runes spawns. So instead of having the world hop, I can keep flinching these giants and just picking up the mind runes. Now, it is a little bit slow because there is a 1 minute respawn on each of these mind rune stacks. It is a stack of only 2 mind runes, so it is fairly slow. Normally, I would be world hopping and just picking them up. However, there is a set limit to how many times you can world hop before Jagex tells you no more, you gotta take a break. So when I take a break from world hopping, I will be flinching these giants. It seems like the best use of my time while I wait for that to reset. And you know, this is actually a pretty good way to get my combat stats up a bit. Alright, that's 30 prayer achieved, which means that finally I can bless some bones up at Ralos Rise. Alright, it's finally time. The very first task is finally doable. And there we go. The blessed bones are made, and the task is done. Wow. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. You can see already I'm starting to look pretty stacked. My inventory is looking pretty nice from these moss giants. This is my current levels if you want to take a little gander at where they've gotten me through this 30 prayer grind. And these are my current time played as well as my current stats. Alright, so we can finally check off a few of these tasks that we completed along that grind. Now, first of all, we did get the black armor with the square shield. We did, of course, create those blessed bones, obtained a magic staff from the moss giants, and we also did get some mossy keys. All that leaves us now is to cast high-level alchemy, obtain a long bone, and of course obtain a curved bone. Now, I'm really hoping that I can get those long bones and curved bones before I get to 55 magic. It is already going to take a lot of world hopping to get to 55 magic, so if I was to go dry beyond that, it would be pretty devastating. The curved bone is a 1 out of 5,000 drop. Anything could happen. Wish me luck, boys. And only a day later, the long bone already in the collection log. That is just fantastic. I'm already up at 47 magic now, so I'm not too far away from the high elk. It is going to take a few more thousand world hops to get the amount of runes I'm going to need. You can see I'm kind of starting to get a little bit low on my mind runes here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and hopefully finish up that 55 magic. Let's hope for that curve bone before so I can just get out of here nice and neat and fast.
Approximately 10 hours later.
There we go, 55 magic unlocked. That means High Alch is, of course, now a possibility. Alright, well, I'm gonna go run up to Rallos Rise and kill some guards. Hopefully it won't take me too long to get some fire runes.
A few moments later.
Okay, so now that I've got some fire runes, it took me only about like 100 guard kills to get them. I can go ahead and cast this High Alch spell. That is another task complete, so that leaves us only with the curved bone left to get. Hopefully we go ahead and get lucky and get out of here pretty fast.
Later.
Alright, let's see what we get. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Okay, let's go. Exactly what I wanted. Bones, but not just any bones. The bones to give me 43 prayer and all protection prayers, including Protect from Melee, the most important protection prayer of all. Now, this does mean that technically I can start training all these Moss Giants through Melee, and I will give it a shot. I will have to probably Prayer Flick them, which is a little bit annoying for when I want to AFK or anything like that, so I might go back to world hopping, I might not, we'll see. Hopefully I can get out of here pretty quick. I don't think it's going to take too much longer for me to get this curve bow, and I've killed already a lot of these guys, so let's see.
With wind strikes and a magic staff, he sets upon his tragic task, ending giants one by one. Underneath the vast moonlit sun, for all those hungers for their bones, in the silence where he roams. With the fallen, he comes with purpose, relentless in his quest. The giants tremble in fear, the fate sealed upon his crust. With each fallen foe, a prayer to the gods above, a grisly tribute to Rallos. Their bodies are testament of love. In the twilight's eerie glow, he lays their bones in rows, ending giants one by one. Underneath the vast moonlit sun, for all those hungers for their bones, in the silence where he roams.
One eternity later.
It finally happened. It finally happened. After a month of being here killing these green bastards, they finally gave me the thing I wanted, the curved bone. Oh, would you look at that in the inventory? Just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. I mean, that might be the most beautiful bone that I've ever seen in my life. Now, my inventory is full, my tasks are complete, and I can finally continue. But I do have one last thing that I have to take care of before leaving. I had to kill this jaguar. I mean, he's here, he was here the whole time, and I haven't killed him, and now I killed him, and I take his fur. Beautiful. One of these days, that fur is going to become my best in slot cape. But that day is not today. No, today is the day where I will be rolling my next chunk. Alright, all tasks finally completed. That curved bone finishes them all off. You can check it off, finally see it all green. Excellent. Now, any of these spots that I could roll look great. Anywhere that's just not a bunch of world hopping like I had, so let's go for it. Let's see what we get. Let's go. Alright. Rolling the backyard of the Hunters Guild. So here we are in our new chunk, ready to continue the grind. Immediately on entering this chunk, I encountered one little problem, and it's this guy, the Imp. And he's problematic because of this drop table. Imps drop raw chicken, bread dough, and a pot of flour. This means that under the rules of an extreme one-chunk Iron Man, I am obligated to cook the bread dough and the raw chicken until 58 cooking, since that is the level required to make pita bread, which is the highest tier of dough that can be made through a pot of flour. Very quickly though, I came to a realization. Imps teleport. And after 2 hours of looking for these guys, I was able to kill a whopping 4 of them. In order to get to 58 cooking, I would have to cook 7,500 chickens. Since the drop rate from the imps is 1 out of 25, that would mean about 187,500 imps would need to be killed. And at a rate of 2 imps per hour, that would make this a roughly 93,750 hour grind, or about 10 years. And even though I'm sure all of you would love to see me killing imps for that long, it would significantly increase the amount of time between episode releases. So that is not something I'm going to be doing. Instead, this imp grind will be backlogged, and I'm going to just go ahead and roll the next chunk since that was the only grind here. Alright, so let's see what we get. Very nice. Very, very nice. So with the Hunter's Guild unlocked, that does mean I now have access to my very first bank, which is awesome because my inventory is completely full, and it's going to be really, really nice to see what all I've put in there with Leo. So let's go ahead and unlock the chunk and head on down there and see what we've got. Now, immediately upon entering, I did notice there are a lot of awesome shops here that in the future will be extremely useful for me. However, currently, I don't believe I have access to them. You do need 46 Hunter to enter the guild, so I believe the shops work the same way. Yes. Yeah, they do. Oh well, no big deal. Now, in this chunk, there are only 2 tasks which I have to do. First, to get 26 ranged and wield iron bolts, and second, to obtain an iron knife. Luckily, there is an iron knife spot in the Hunter's Guild. So finally, we're able to bank all of our stuff. Interesting thing, this NPC here will actually not let you bank unless you are at 46 Hunter. However, the chest right next to him lets you bank without any problems at all. Okay, so now I'm going to world hop for a few hundred of these iron knives and train up on some snakes. I think it should be pretty fast to get to 26 ranged. Yep, that took no time at all. 26 ranged achieved, so let's go ahead and grab ourselves some iron bolts now. Alright, there's the iron bolts. And with those, we do have the final chunk task completed, so we are going to be able to go ahead and roll our next chunk. Let's see what we're going to get. Oh, okay, Camtoran Path. Now, there is a mine here on Camtoran Path, but it's not really accessible for me right now since I don't have access to any kind of pickaxe. The lowest tier pickaxe I have right now would be a steel pickaxe from bandits, but I can't actually use that one. So this will be a free chunk since I did already get the blue wizard hat from imps during the range ride. Now, I'll still come check this place out just to see what is actually here since it is a new chunk that's unlocked. You can see it's pretty barren. There's not really anything going on here. There's some wolves. There's an iron scimitar spawn, which would have been awesome earlier on, but, you know, sometimes that's just how it goes. And there's these bards here who I don't think actually do anything, as far as I know. Yeah, they're just some dialogue. So, yeah, that's this entire chunk. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the next one. All right, let's see what's next. Oh, Sunset Fishing Cove. So here we do have access to a fishing shop which sells raw fish, as well as some fishing spots that we can't actually fish from yet. The lowest tier fishing spot here is Big Net Fishing, which requires 16 fishing, and I currently have 15. So that means the only task here is going to be to cook a swordfish, since it's the highest tier fish inside the shop. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the shop. Now we've got all kinds of fishing supplies. We even have some feathers if we ever need them for our fletching grind, and some raw fish. So this shop is pretty awesome. As you can see right now, we don't actually have the level to use any of the fishing spots here. Currently we're at 15. If Bob the cat shows up, that could change. But for the time being, we are only going to be cooking. Okay, so let's get to it. Now, I know that technically this is another world-hopping grind, but honestly, I love cooking. It's always been one of my favorite skills in the game, and it's just really relaxing for me to do, and something that I genuinely enjoy. There we go, 45 cooking. That was a super chill grind. We got that done pretty quick, just took a few hours. We can now cook those swordfish, so let's go ahead and buy some from the shop and get them cooked. There we go, chunk task complete. Okay, so let's drop these bad boys on the ground, and then we'll leave the nice one on the table for this nice lady here. Okay, so that is the chunk task completed, so we can go ahead and roll our next chunk. Okay, let's see what we get. Ooh, Avium Savannah North. Now this is a chunk that I've been really looking forward to. It's got regular citizens, farmers, master farmers, all that I can thieve from, as well as a patch of sweet corn right next to a range that I can use for a lot of cooking experience. Now there are 2 chunk tasks here. First is to get 40 thieving and pickpocket a guard, and then the second will be to dig up an uncut emerald for Rue Merald. He's an NPC who stands by the bandits next to Camp Torum. Okay, so here we are in the Avium Savannah now. We are going to just go ahead and start right away with our pickpocketing grind. This is something that's going to be extremely useful for us in the future. Civitas Illa Fortis is a dream for thieving, so if we get lucky on our next chunk rolls, this is going to really pay off. There we go, 10 thieving, so now we can pickpocket farmers. Now, I think the fail rate from the farmers is going to be a little bit too high at level 10, so I think I'll just go back to the regular citizens. Luckily, I've got this spawn here for the sweet corn. Sweet corn is a really awesome way to train up cooking, and it's also a pretty decent way to just heal up while I'm doing this thieving grind. It is some way that I'm going to be able to get a lot of experience. Now, because of the sweet corn spawn being here, as well as the mill right behind me, that does mean I will be unbacklogging the pita bread, because there is a spawn for grain on top of the Hunter's Guild, so I have everything I need. So I will be also getting 58 cooking for that grind. Alright, that's 20 thieving. I think this is probably a pretty good place to go ahead and switch back over to the farmers now. I think the fail rate will be pretty manageable at this point. There we go, 30 thieving. Very nice. Okay, and with every thieving level at this point, it does get easier and easier. And there we go, there's 38 thieving. That does, of course, now give us the level to pickpocket for master farmers. So even though at this level I do have a pretty high fail rate for pickpocketing the master farmers, I did decide to go ahead and train the last 2 levels on them rather than on the regular farmers. Just because it's fewer pickpockets, and also because I did want to get some seeds just in case my next chunk roll is going to be Ortis Farm. And that's 40 thieving achieved, so that does now mean that our chunk task is a possibility. We can now pickpocket from the guards. But first, let's go ahead and make some pita bread, get the final cooking levels for that. Alright, 58 cooking. That does mean that finally we can go ahead and make some pita bread. Okay, so we've got all of our pita bread dough, so let's go ahead and bake it and hopefully not burn any of it. First one, let's go. Okay, so that is the chunk task complete, so let's go ahead and grab the spade behind us and dig up the emerald for Rue. There's the emerald, and we're going to go ahead and take that to its rightful owner. Oh, he's going to be so happy to see this thing. Just the look on his face is worth it enough for me. Not even the chunk task, just to see that beautiful smile that Rue's got. Look at that. Look how happy he is. And then let's go ahead and reach into this guy's pants to grab his pouch. Wow. Wonderful. And with that, that is all the chunk tasks done. We gave Rue his emerald back, we cooked the pita bread, and we, of course, pickpocketed the guard. So let's see what our next chunk is going to be. Here we go. Finally in the city. This is a great chunk. This is where all the homes of the wealthy citizens are for the burglary activity within Varlamore. There's also a new bank for me, as well as a clothing shop, which is going to sell me a few new best-in-slot upgrades. So yeah, all around, I am extremely happy to be going into this chunk. Now, in this chunk, there are only a few tasks. I have to obtain a blue cape, leather boots, and leather gloves, all from the clothing shop. And I also have to upgrade my gravestone in Death's office to an angel gravestone. Now, that's something like 100k. It shouldn't take very long at all to do that. I will just pickpocket some guards, and hopefully that will get me closer to the 50 thieving goal, which I will eventually need to pickpocket from wealthy citizens, so that I can enter the homes of this chunk and burglarize them. Okay, so let's go ahead and step in there. Now, right off the bat, I see one of the best things I've seen yet, and that is, of course, this dog. I'm gonna go ahead and pet this dog. If you see a dog in RuneScape, pet it. That's the rule. This brings me great joy. Okay, here we go. We're entering the city for the first time. Now, there's a lot of great things here. We've got these houses that we can rob from if we ever get access to the wealthy citizens. We've got another bank. Just a great place to be. Now, this guy right here, Molasses, he's the best boy in all of RuneScape, and if you see him, make sure to give him lots of love, and I'll show you why a little bit later. But for the time being, let's work on these chunk tasks. So here we are at the clothing shop. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some leather gloves and some leather boots. Alright, let's put those on. And let's grab some gold so we can also grab the cape as well. There we go, the blue cape. Best in slot. And would you just look at that? I mean, in my humble opinion, that's more impressive than an Inferno cape. So I wanted to check out Death's office to change my gravestone, and I made a rather startling discovery. His office does not actually appear to be inside my chunk. Now, I can technically access it, but in order to actually click on it, it would require me to click on a square, which is not part of my chunk. I'm not comfortable doing that. I don't think that counts as being within my chunk. I think this is actually not accessible unless both this chunk and the chunk adjacent to it are unlocked. So for the time being, I will backlog it until that is possible. So that means that all the tasks are going to be completed because I am backlogging the gravestone, and I can roll my next chunk. Alright, let's see what we get. Huge. Absolutely huge. Couldn't be better. Now this is the chunk that I've been waiting for since the beginning of this series. It unlocks so many grinds, and it's the beginning of the first real grind of the series. This does mean that I now have a lot more chunk tasks. Some of the bigger, more notable ones are going to be the 87 Fletching, the 75 Woodcutting, the 75 Thieving. There will also be several best in slot upgrades, and I will now also have the ability to buy a player-owned house, although not access it. So let's go ahead and get down there. Now, I do also have access to an amazing general store. There's a lot of cool things here. And of course, here I am now at the bazaar. I'm going to be doing probably a lot of thieving here. In fact, these silk and fur stalls here will probably be my new home until I reach 50 thieving, since that is the level I'm going to need to pickpocket from the wealthy citizens here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and buy myself a player-owned home, since that is one of the chunk tasks. I don't have actually any way to access this home yet, so currently it's not going to add any kind of construction grind, but it is going to be useful for me in the future. So this right here is why Molasses is the best dog in all of RuneScape. This entire time that I've been thieving from the stall, he has been standing next to me, keeping this guard off of me, and keeping me at peace while I get this 50 thieving unlocked. So now I can finally start pickpocketing from these wealthy citizens. Now, for the best RNG, you're going to want to give Molasses as much love as possible. Every second that you're waiting, you're going to want to spam click this pet option because he does deserve it, and you will get better luck. Look at that, 60 thieving already. I mean, this XP here is just nuts, and it's basically completely AFK. So since I have a pretty daunting 87 Fletching task in this chunk, I decided to move a little bit more east to this spot because there are some regular trees here next to some wealthy citizens that are being distracted. So I can make arrow shafts while I wait for the distraction. And of course, I can get feathers from them from the fishing store I was using earlier. And that's 70 thieving. This honestly took me no time at all to get to this point. I mean, this thieving method is absolutely busted. At this point, I decided to try robbing the houses to see if I could get any of the amulet upgrades, and I did get lucky. On the very first house, I did get the diamond amulet, which is going to be my very best in slot. That is, of course, a power ammy now unlocked. Fortunately, I have plenty of cosmic runes from my moss giant grind, so the power amulet is immediately enchantable. There we go. And that's my new best amulet, actually probably for a very long time. Look at that, Ron Rallos now decked out in diamond. Okay, so I got extremely lucky. Only about 4 houses later, I did end up getting all the amulets that I'm going to need, so I'm going to go ahead and enchant them real quick. That does mean that I now have all my best in slot amulets, and those chunk tasks are complete, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the rest of my best in slot upgrades here. So upstairs in the Civitas pub, there is a spawn for both a black robe and an oak shortbow. I did also manage to get a diamond ring, which I turned into a ring of life, just in case, just to keep my hardcore status a little bit more safe. So we can go ahead and check off a few more of these chunk tasks. And of course, we gotta give plenty of love to Molasses. I mean, this guy absolutely deserves it. And then we're gonna go ahead and get that 75 thieving just knocked right out of there. So this does mean that we can finally start stealing from the gem stalls. And that's another chunk task complete. 75 thieving done, gem stalls stolen from. And that of course leaves us with these chunk tasks. 87 fletching to fletch a magic shield, 75 woodcutting to cut magic logs, 75 fire making to burn magic logs, 43 crafting to cut a diamond, and 67 cooking to cook tuna and corn. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that crafting grind. Now the first thing I'm going to have to do is cut a sapphire, so I will need to get 20 crafting for that. So to get that 20 crafting, I'm going to be killing the buffaloes that are outside of Civitas Illa Fortis. Now, they don't drop cowhide or anything like that, and there's not a tannery in Civitas to begin with, so it wouldn't matter if they did. The reason I'm killing them is because they drop bones. Bones can be taken to Rallos Rise and then blessed and broken down with a chisel for 5 XP each. Which means that it only takes 900 bones to get 20 crafting. Now don't get me wrong, this is not an ideal training method, it's only about 2,500 XP per hour. However, if you have no other options, it does get you where you need to go. And there's the first sapphire of the account cut, the first of many I'm sure. This means that we can start heading back to the gem stalls and start stocking up on some of these gems that we're going to need to level up our crafting with. It is pretty nice to be able to level up with gems. There are some much worse methods that I could be stuck with, so I am pretty grateful for this. And luckily here in Civitas, I of course have 2 gem stalls to steal from, so I have plenty of options. Even if there's somebody else world hopping and stealing from one, I still have the other one to take from, so I don't really have to deal with too much competition when it comes to that. And that's 30 crafting. Actually 34, we can cut rubies now. After reaching 36 crafting, I decided to switch over to fletching. I thought it would be a better use of my time if I was able to actually break down the gems into bolt tips, so I'm going to be here until I have at least a level for that. And I do need to get 87 fletching anyways, so it's going to be something that I need to be here for regardless. Now, I did bring over my ultimate Iron Man to help me here, because currently I can't actually get a Forester's backpack from anywhere. But I can participate in Forester's events as long as another account is able to spawn them near me. Now, 87 fletching with an iron axe on only oak trees is probably going to take a very, very long time. Doing the math, it should take somewhere around 180,000, maybe 170,000 oak logs. I might be a little bit off on that. Now, fletching is my least favorite skill. Out of all of them, it's absolutely painful for me to do, so this grind is going to feel like an eternity. But I'm sure that in the end it's going to pay off, so we'll tough it out. So this is an example of a forestry event. This one specifically is the struggling sapling. Usually forestry events will offer you experience in both woodcutting and then a secondary skill. The one that I'm particularly looking for is the Fox event because that offers Hunter, and I am trying to train my Hunter up as much as I can. This one offers farming experience, which is not particularly useful, but it does still give me Anno Bark, which in the future I'm sure will be very useful. So off camera I was given a mystery box from the Quizmaster, and it did have a steel plate body inside of it. This is awesome. It would have been a lot better during the Moss Giant grind, but you know, I'm not going to complain. Look at that. What a beast. I wanted to give a quick shout out to this random event, the Bob Fishing Random. Currently, this is my only way to actually train fishing, so it's pretty nice whenever I get it. Now, at my current magic level, it's not guaranteed that I'm going to get fishing experience, because once you reach 55 magic, you do have a 50-50 chance of getting either magic experience or fishing. So we're gonna see at the end which one we'll get. Okay, and it was magic XP. We got some feathers from the Pheasant Forestry event, so we're going to go ahead and turn that into our new Best in Slot cape. Wow, would you look at that? True swag. Well, would you look at that? Another Bob Random. Alright, let's see what we get this time. Fishing. Okay, so this is a bigger level than it seems. So that took me from 15 fishing all the way to 17 fishing, which means that now big net fishing is unlocked, and I can return to the Varlamore coast. So here I am at the coast, ready to start some big net fishing. The fishing spots here do go all the way up to sharks, so that means that my new chunk tasks include catching a shark at 76 fishing, as well as cooking a shark. It also means that I'm going to have to catch a big bass, a big swordfish, and a big shark, all for the collection log. So here I am now at 35 fishing, which means I can start catching tuna. Still can't catch any of the big fish yet. The big bass does start at 46, but I am getting there. Okay, that's 40 fishing. That means I can go ahead and switch to lobsters. Lobsters are going to be a little bit better XP for me than the tuna until I get to the bass. And there's 50 fishing. That means I can go ahead and start catching swordfish. I don't have the big bass yet though, so until I do, I'm not going to do that. But it's nice to know that I can catch them, at least theoretically. Well, the theory has been confirmed. I definitely can catch the big bass. If you look at my inventory, you'll notice that it's right here. I did not get the actual clip of the collection log because I go extremely AFK while doing this, so sorry about that. But here is the big bass, and that is, of course, the chunk task completed. So I reached 60 fishing and I forgot to record it, but luckily for me, I did have the encouraging words of my lovely clanmates to keep me going. And there's 70 cooking. That's a pretty nice level there, I'd say. Pretty hefty. Now we can cook that Admiral Pie, probably something we will never do. And would you look at that funky looking swordfish in my inventory? That is, of course, the big swordfish. Got pretty lucky on this one as well. I'm still pretty far away from even being able to catch sharks, so this is pretty great to get it done with. It means that I can switch over to sharks pretty much immediately. And that's 70 fishing. We're only 6 levels away with that from catching sharks, so that's it's not too far. We're getting there. Well, I got a second big swordfish, which means that there's of course only one thing I can do. And that's of course to cook it. And then eat it to gain its power. We've got a nice little lamp. Let's put that in the hunter. And that is 20 hunter. That's great. I can catch the mossy lizards in Napotsley. That'll be a while before I do that. Okay, so I guess eating the big swordfish did actually give me some pretty good RNG because it looks like I got a third big swordfish. Didn't expect to get 3, but that's pretty cool. And I ended up getting this last one just before getting the final little bit of experience that I needed for 76 fishing. And there it is, 76 fishing. That of course means that I can finally start catching sharks. So here I am at the Hunters Guild, ready to say goodbye to the swordfish grind. And of course there's no better way to do that than by eating the big swordfish. Now, if you're going dry on the big swordfish right now, you're probably hating seeing this, and to you I have to say I'm not sorry. In fact, I think it's very, very funny. Skill issue, get good scrub, ha 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 ha, sit rat. And there's 80 cooking. Okay, so that means that now we can actually start the shark grind, because we can actually cook them. I do plan on actually saving all of the sharks at the Hunters Guild, which is a little bit of a journey, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run. So we've got our first inventory of sharks ready to be cooked. And there we go, chunk task completed. The first shark has been cooked. We got ourselves a nice little mystery box. Let's see what's in it. Oh, an easy clue. Let's see the clue. Oh, no, we can't do that. We would have to have a lot of skill to do that. So we're going to go ahead and drop that. Okay, so it's confirmed. Eating the big swordfish is, in fact, good luck. Very, very quickly, I was able to get that big shark. It didn't take me long time at all. Look at that. Beautiful. This grind only took actually about 3 weeks. It was a lot less than I expected. I ended up getting extremely spooned on all of the big fish. If you take a look at my stats, you can see I'm only at 78 fishing, so I only had to gain 2 fishing levels to get that big shark. So that means we can go ahead and check a few things off of our chunk tasks. We cooked a shark, we caught a raw shark, and then we also caught all of the big fish, the big bass, the big swordfish, and of course, the big shark. So here's a quick peek at what my bank currently looks like. It's a disorganized mess, sure, but it's my disorganized mess. Getting close to the 5 million mark feels pretty nice. I've got almost 1 mil in cash right there, and of course, almost 2,000 cooked sharks, which is currently not useful, but in the future, I'm sure it's gonna be super awesome. So in the end, we ended up with a big bass, a big swordfish, and a big shark, and also some pretty big stats. That means we're left with the following tasks before we can roll another chunk. 43 crafting to cut a diamond, 75 woodcutting to cut some magic logs, 75 fire making to burn those magic logs, and 87 fletching to fletch a magic shield. So because I have a fairly large woodcutting grind to do, I have brought over my ultimate Iron Man to help me be able to spawn some forestry events. I currently have no way to access a forester's backpack. However, if there is another account that has one, also cutting the same tree as me, I am still eligible to be a part of the same events that it would spawn. After returning from fishing, my first 4 forestry events were pheasants. Unfortunately, I did not get the golden egg, although I did get enough feathers to complete the entire outfit and completely trip myself out. There we have the pants, very fancy. And there we have the pheasant boots. Let's try those bad boys on. Alright. And then the last piece, the pheasant hat. Oh, and 36 crafting to boot. Nice little bonus to go with this. Let's try this on. Oh my god. That is, that's a statement for sure. So now it's time to flaunt fancy pheasant fashion for the fanfare of Fortis's fellows. And we're back to forestry with a very nice 60 woodcutting. And that of course means that I can now cut yew trees, which would be awesome if there were any yew trees around. But for the time being, I'll just keep cutting this oak tree 150,000 times. I decided to do fletching first because it's the biggest of my chunk tasks. I initially started with fletching oak shields because I figured that they would be less inventory space and therefore faster to drop, but somebody pointed out to me that it's actually quicker to fletch 2 oak longbows than 1 oak shield. So for a very long while, I was making oak longbows. That is, until it occurred to me that I have access to a shop with unlimited feathers, which means that I can make headless arrows. Oak shields and longbows provide 25 fletching experience per oak log. Fletching arrow shafts and then attaching feathers to them provides 45 experience per oak log. This reduces the number of trees I'll have to cut for this grind by nearly half, which is an awesome thing since using an iron axe is incredibly slow. And there's 60 fletching. I can make adamant arrows and hunter spears. Both are relatively nearby, but still not accessible. Some addy arrowheads would especially be awesome, since they are fantastic fletching experience. To me, this random event always feels so nostalgic. Sergeant Damien, the way he tells you to jog on that mat and just yells at you to do all these different orders, you know, it really makes me feel like a kid again. Scared that Sergeant Damien will climb out of my screen if I disobey him and eat my eyeballs. In the many years that I played this game though, I have gotten over that fear. That's because this guy gives some of the best fashion in the entire game. I'm not too interested in the fashion anymore since I do have the entire outfit already. What I'm more interested in is the lamps that he gives. I've been putting every lamp that I've gotten so far into Hunter, so that I can catch some of the implings that fly around Rallos Rise, and also so that I can get into the Hunter's Guild. So that's 260 more experience into Hunter, and that is 27 Hunter, which is pretty nice. That is also going to be 800 total level, which to me feels absolutely fantastic. I know that 800 is a pretty small number for a normal account, but for me, it feels absolutely massive. And with 27 Hunter, that also means that I'm going to be able to barehand the baby implings, which are the first tier of impling that I'm going to be able to catch. This does mean that catching one is now a chunk task, since they do fly around Rallos Rise. It also means that I will have to obtain a hard leather body from them, because it's going to be my best in slot ranged item. To maximize my time, I kept fletching with the Chunk Man, while setting up 2 other accounts with relatively high hunter levels to do some impling surveillance. There are implings that wander around Camptorum and Rallos Rise. I remember seeing a lot of them during my Moss Giant grind. But while the spawn points for most overworld implings can be found on the wiki, the spawns for the ones in Varlamore are still not there yet. So I had one account on top of Rallos Rise, world hopping in tandem with another account at the base of Camptorum. While world hopping, I used these accounts to catch any higher tier implings so that new implings would spawn, and if I found any baby implings, then I would use these accounts to either lure or ensnare them long enough for Ron Rallos to come and take them. So I just caught my second impling and it gave me this mud pie. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I wasn't even sure that this was an item, but that's it's pretty cool. Yeah, if anyone knows what purpose this has, let me know. So originally I thought that I could use this as a hunter training method, but I've come to find pretty quickly that this is not a good way to get any hunter XP. It's an extremely small amount. So it's probably just better for me to just keep spawning forestry events rather than doing this. I did at least find out that the impling spawn is probably not on Rallos Rise or the entrance to Camptorum. I'm not entirely sure, but it seems like it's most likely at the dock to the northeast of me that I can't access. But for now, I'm going to catch this last impling and then come back to them when the other chunk tasks are done. So you can see that I was able to catch 9 implings in a little more than 5 hours, so it wasn't exactly a great rate of catching them, but it's time to get back to forestry. Alright, there's the 70 woodcutting. This is going mind-numbingly slow with this iron axe. I think I'm going to have to figure out some way to upgrade this axe, because if I continue with this, it's going to take absolutely forever. You can see here that even getting a steel axe would greatly increase my logs per hour. My first option for an upgrade would be to keep Lamping Hunter until I reach level 32 so that I can catch young implings without a net. Young implings have a 1 in 10 chance to drop a steel axe, but it will take some time before I can catch them since I still have 5 more hunter levels to go. My second option is to try and get an axe from clues. For easy clues, I have one completable step. It's to search the food barrel on the top of the Hunter's Guild. That means I have a 1 in 162 chance to get a doable step, and each potential casket would have a 1 in 36 chance of giving me a black axe. Easy clues can be farmed from wealthy citizens. For medium clues, I also have a 1 out of 162 chance to get a doable clue. It is to dig in the wealthy district. Potential caskets have a 1 out of 34 chance of giving me an adamant axe, and I can easily farm the clues by killing guards south of the bazaar since there is a shrine right next to them. For hard clues, I have a 2 out of 181 chance to get a doable step. The first one is to dig at Fairy Ring AJP, and the second one is a puzzle box from the Sword Leader on top of the Hunter's Guild. Any potential caskets would have a 1 out of 27 chance of giving me a rune axe. Hard clues are dropped by the adult jaguars near the fishing store, which shouldn't be a problem since I have plenty of food from my fishing grind, and the Hunter's Guild bank is also very close by. In the end, I chose to go for easy clues since it was the only one that would allow me to continue my fletching grind. This is because I can fletch headless arrows while waiting for the wealthy citizens to be distracted. That's why I'm here at the fishing shop now. I'm just stocking up on these feather packs. I have close to 1 mil in gold right now, but I'm sure that after I'm done buying all these feathers, it's gonna be probably all gone. Which really isn't a problem since I'm going to be making the money back anyways by pickpocketing the wealthy citizens. Overall, I think this method is going to pay off the most in the long run. You can see my cash stack has been reduced all the way to just 80k, but again, I'm not really concerned about that. By doing this, I'm going to be getting a lot of AFK thieving experience, which is going to be great for later on, I'm sure. There's definitely going to be some chunk unlocks later on in the grind that are going to require high thieving, so it's always good to get that knocked out early if I can. I was also on vacation for the majority of this grind, so the ability to AFK and just basically use mobile whenever I need to was a godsend. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep thieving here until all of my headless arrows are fletched, and hopefully along the way I'll be able to get some easy caskets. Hey, well, would you look at that? A doable clue. And it should be the last one. Let's see. Boom. Yeah, there we go, a casket. Okay, so let's see what's inside this bad boy. Okay, the black dagger. Not the item we were looking for. I'm looking for the black axe, but that's all right. You can see it's actually my second completed casket. The first one had a studded body, which is, of course, my best in slot for ranged. I wasn't able to get every clip of every casket since I have been on vacation, so yeah, sorry about that. I'm feeling like DJ Khaled over here with another one. This was a 2-step casket, which is always great to see. Oh, alright, master clue and a beanie? Okay, yeah, I can live with that. Also some purple sweets, nice little collection log, that's pretty cool. Oh, it looks like I also got some black plate legs, which is going to be my new best in slot legs. All in all, pretty good casket, still no axe, but I definitely can't complain with this one. I don't think I can do the master clue, but that's really not a problem. Okay, let's try on this beanie. Oh, that is haunting. I think this is gonna stay in the bank. I did end up getting a 4th casket, but it was just some mostly harmless teleports, which was completely useless for me. But it was a 3-step clue, where one of the steps was a back-to-back, so that was pretty nice. Yeah, this one also undoable. All the purple clues on the ground cannot be done. The Hunter's Guild step I have marked with a green beam just to let me know which one it is. You can see the wealthy citizens practically print these things. Also, you can see that my cash stack has come back up pretty nicely. I'm not even halfway through my feathers yet, and I have more than half of my cash back, so I do think I'm going to end up profiting with this method. You might notice that I have a timer at the top of the screen. That's to tell me basically when the wealthy citizens are going to be distracted, because it's on a roughly 90-second timer that the distractions happen. 15 seconds of that is the pickpocketing, so that means I have roughly 75 seconds of fletching in between each distraction. Now, even though fletching these things is pretty quick, I really wish that it was possible to manually fletch them like you can with darts or with bolts, because it would be so much faster. Alright, let's see if this guy's got any clues for us. Some gold. Oh, and there's 80 thieving. Pretty nice. I could pickpocket from heroes. Whenever I get to Artie, that'll be nice and useful. The XP here is just awesome. I mean, I really can't say enough how much I love this thieving activity. It looks like by the end of my fletching grind, I am gonna end up somewhere in the 90s, high 90s for my thieving. Well, well, well. If it ain't another casket. Let's see what's in here. Okay, got a steel pickaxe and another studded body. That's the second body that I have. It's my only pickaxe that I have though, but I still can't use it since I don't have a high enough mining level for it. Okay. Yeah, that's a casket at least. Also a two-stepper, so you really can't complain. I've somehow received my 6th casket. This is kind of blowing my mind. I didn't even think that I would get 1 or 2 to begin with, so to get 6 is unbelievable. Please, black axe, let's see if it's in here. well, I should have been more specific, I guess. A wood-cutting axe. That might be a best in slot. I think that is the best strength weapon that I might have, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I can't complain though about 6 caskets. That's kind of insane luck, so hopefully it keeps going. I think it might tap my RNG for this whole account, but let's just pray that it doesn't. Here we are again for the 8th casket. You can see my 7th casket gave me this sweet shield that I have in my hand. I didn't get that recorded because that was on mobile, so sorry about that, but okay. Trimmed iron shield in my hand from number 7. Let's see what's in number 8. Is that a willow shortbow? It is. Okay, nice. So the willow shortbow is going to be my new best in slot for ranged, and I guess I have a backup. So yeah, that's nice. That was a 2-step clue, so I still have 2 more steps that are doable. My luck with these easy clues has been honestly unreal. I hope nothing breaks that luck, because this is kind of unbelievable. I ran out of feathers and decided to just try the 2 steps that I had, and they gave me a casket. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it, and hopefully this has the axe I'm looking for before I get back to cutting the tree. Come on. Oh. Okay. I mean, that's not an axe, but that's pretty sweet. Also, best in slot helmet, but let's check this out real quick. Wow. Okay, that's sick. That is really sweet. It might not be an axe, but yeah, I can't complain about that. That's sick. That's super sick. So that was 9 caskets just from that fletching grind. It was like 300,000 arrows that I fletched. I had some pretty insane luck with the caskets. Most of the caskets were only 2-step clues, so I only needed to have actually 2 steps done. Some of them had back-to-back steps, and I didn't have any clues that required the full 4 steps to complete. Alright, and there's 70 fletching. I'm joined here by my dear friend John Rodman. Let's see, 70 fletching, that means I can fletch U longbows. Yeah, that'd be nice. That would probably make this fletching grind a bit faster. It's too bad I don't have any yew trees. And there's 85 thieving. Pretty huge number. That means I can pickpocket from elves in 1,000 years. I'm gonna hit this lamp real quick. Let's see, put that in the hunter. Very nice. 300 hunter XP. Oh, and another level, 31 hunter. Just one away from being able to catch young implings. Very cool. Alright, I'm going to finish off these arrow shafts, and then I'm going to go ahead and make some more arrow shafts. Okay, so I've got a very big lamp here. I'm going to put that in the hunter. That should be the last lamp that I need to get 32 hunter, which means I can now barehand the young implings. So since it's getting pretty late, I'm going to go ahead and walk up to Rallos Rise and set myself up for an impling hunt tomorrow. Actually, I'm not going to bed quite yet. Right before I was going to log out, there was a young impling flying around, so I decided to try and catch him, and he gave me the steel axe on the very first one. This is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm a bit too excited now to go to sleep, so I think I'm gonna, at least for a little while, try out this steel axe before I do, and see how much better it actually is than the iron one. Well, there's 75 woodcutting. That was significantly faster with the steel axe over the iron. I can now cut magic trees. That is one of my chunk tasks, so that's pretty massive. I'm going to cut a few more of these oaks, and then I'll run over to Rallos Rise, or at least next to it, and hit up those magic trees. Right back to where it all started. What a nostalgic spot this is. So I'm going to go ahead and try to cut a magic log. Let's see how long this actually takes with a steel axe. Hopefully it won't take too long. Steel is not really ideal for cutting magic trees. Oh, there we go. That was the chunk task complete. Oh, and another magic log. You know, I'm gonna stay here for a second and fill up my inventory. Okay, now I'm back to spending all my money on feathers again. You can see I have significantly more money than I did last time, but I also have about twice as many arrow shafts as last time. Okay, well, that was actually not enough money for all the feathers we needed, so we will have to come back to complete this. So here we are back at the bazaar doing some more fletching. Once I get all of these arrow shafts feathered, I will be 1/3 of the way to my fletching goal. Ultimately, I'm going to need around 3 million of these headless arrows, and so far I have 1 million arrow shafts. So that means 1/3 of the logs for the fletching grind have already been cut. So here we are now, still in the bazaar, where still fletching some headless arrows. You can see in my inventory I have like 650,000 headless arrows already fletched. That might seem like it's a lot of headless arrows, but it's actually only about 20% of the way to my goal. In this chunk I still have 3 tasks that I have to complete before I can roll. Those tasks are cutting a diamond with 43 crafting, burning some magic logs with 75 fire making, and fletching a magic shield with 87 fletching. So, since fletching is going to be the longest one, I'm going to put all of my effort towards that at the beginning. I've already been fletching for a few hundred hours, and I still have probably a few hundred more to go. Alright, and there's 75 fletching. It's a pretty big number, but still not as close as it needs to be. I can make some rune arrows with that, but sadly, I can't actually make rune arrows. They don't exist anywhere in my chunk. Nonetheless, that is still one step closer to my goal. And also it means that when I do finally unlock any type of arrowheads, I'm going to have basically unlimited ammunition. I'm going to tell you something about the dunce random that you might not know. It's a method that lets you get through it super quick without really having to pay attention to the puzzles in front of you. It's very easy to do. Basically, instead of continuing the dialogue with the dragon, you just click on him. Clicking on him will make him repeat the last puzzle that he gave you, and this can be done ad nauseum, so you can just keep doing it over and over again, and keep getting the exact same puzzle. You see here, I just have to keep kicking the shark, and that's the entire thing. So I recommend doing that normally until you get a puzzle that you like, and then just keep clicking to repeat it. It's not exactly like a massive hack or anything, but it does save you a few seconds. We got a lamp, so let's put that into Hunter. Nice. That should be, yep, 35 Hunter. Can catch a snowy night. None of those are near me, but maybe one day. Alright, let's see what we get from this mystery box. Okay, very, very cool, Jagex, thank you. Yeah, that's okay, I've got another one. Nature ruins. Okay, that's pretty nice. You can see my inventory is pretty full of these gems. While I've been doing this fletching, I've also been going down a little bit south and stealing from the gem stall that's down there. And then when my inventory gets full, I just bank them so I can get a little bit closer to my crafting goal. Okay, and there is a 90 thieving. That's pretty huge. It means I can now pickpocket from Tsar, which I'm pretty sure those are the highest level thing that you can pickpocket from, so that's absolutely massive. Choosing to do my fletching here has been a really great option for my thieving experience. I actually only had to get 75 thieving for this chunk, so I am significantly above that goal. Fletching in the bazaar also allowed me to not have to worry about the time spent gathering the gems that I need for the crafting grind, since I could just do it as I was fletching. I gotta be honest though, bag standing this crafting is such a nice break from all the fletching that I've been doing. It goes by so fast, every single gem gives you so much experience. And there is 43 crafting. I can now cut diamonds. That was extremely quick. I'm gonna finish off these rubies, and then I'm gonna go ahead and grab some diamonds so I can actually get the task knocked off. Okay, I've got some diamonds, so let's go ahead and do it. Diamond cut, task complete. That is just beautiful to see. That means that I only have 2 tasks left in this chunk before I can roll. They are the hardest ones, but at least that's one more knocked off. And there's 92 thieving. I'm halfway to 99. That is a great feeling. It seems like after leaving this chunk, the only potential thieving task I wouldn't be able to do is to grab a thieving cape. But I probably won't be that far off. The clues here have been really awesome. You can see I've been getting a lot of the actually doable steps. It's pretty great. I'm getting way more caskets than I ever thought that I would end up getting. If you want to farm easy clues, I highly, highly, highly recommend using the Wealthy Citizens for it, because, I mean, they're basically printing these things, so you might as well come get them. Alright, I've got another lamp to put into Hunter, so let's go ahead and do that. And that is 36 Hunter, very nice. I can catch Earth Implings. And then there is 80 woodcutting. This steel axe is really making it a lot easier to get through these levels, so it's really nice to have. And I've got myself another Book of Knowledge, so I'm going to go ahead and toss that into Hunter as well. Okay, and then that's going to be 37 Hunter. Pretty nice, I can catch prickly cabbits. So this grind might only seem like a few minutes to those of you watching, but in reality it's been a few hundred hours, and with that I've been able to pick up a lot of these books of knowledge and lamps, and of course put them all towards Hunter. So with that I do have 38 Hunter now, which it feels pretty great considering that I've gotten all this experience just from the random event lamps. I can also now catch some gourmet implings, which is pretty nice. Alright, another clue. Let's see if this finishes it. Yep. Casket obtained. Always nice to see. Okay, let's see what's in here. Ooh. Look at the bronze plate skirt. It is trimmed, but it's I mean, it's a bronze plate skirt, so it's not that great for me. But the black plate body, that is going to be my new best in slot plate body, which is really, really great to see. To you, it seems like these were back-to-back. In reality, these were a few days apart. But I did get another casket, so let's check out what's inside. Yes, oh my god, yes. This is what I've been waiting for the entire time with these easy clues, the black axe. Oh my god, this is gonna make this grind so much faster. It's a significant upgrade over the steel axe. Wow, look at that. Also, it matches my fashion, I think, quite a lot better. Oh, this is great. This is really great. It is raining caskets right now, and I figure that it's probably more interesting to see this than to see all the headless arrows being fletched, so let's see what's in this. Okay, nothing really. I mean, the Master Clue is kind of cool to see, but I mean, I don't think it's even possible for me to do any Master Clue currently, so, yeah, it's kind of useless for me. Oh well. Still a clue done, can't complain. Still getting a lot of caskets from these easy clues. It doesn't seem like I'm gonna stop anytime soon, but I'm just gonna enjoy this luck. So let's see what's in here. Ooh, okay, dig side teleport is the collection log, but that is useless to me. But these studded chaps, those are gonna be my new best in slot ranged. So that's really nice to see. Let's try these bad boys on and see how they feel. Nice, very nice. All right, those can go sit in my bank now for a little while. Okay, second step. Ooh, nice. Always good to see a two-stepper. Another casket achieved. So let's see what's in here. Okay. Well, they can't all be winners. Okay, another casket. I believe this one is casket number 19. Let's go ahead and see what we got inside of it. That, oh my god, that is so sick to see. Oh, holy shit. Well, that's probably one of the best things I could have gotten from Easy Clues. Wow, I'm a little speechless right now, honestly. That is just fantastic to see. I'm so excited. I almost didn't notice that I got a quaff as well, and that is gonna be my best in slot range. So, wow, this casket is just the bee's knees, honestly. So let's go ahead and equip that. That is some elite fashionscape. That is so nice to see in the hand. Holy crap, Ron Rallos, officially a rich man. Taking a little break from the clues just to show you this little achievement. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4K headless arrows, so that's pretty neat. Okay, back to the caskets. I have another one here in my inventory now. Ooh, a war blessing and staff of air. Wow. Okay. The blessing is really nice. That's a little prayer bonus for me, but that staff of air, that is probably the best staff that I could have gotten. I'm really excited for that. It would have been awesome to have that staff during the Moss Giant grind, but you know, I'm not going to complain because I'm sure for future grinds it's going to pay off very nicely. And that is going to be 94 thieving. Really massive. I'm super excited to get such a high level for thieving. Again, did not ever expect it considering the goal was only 75. So this method here has been really paying off for me. Back to the regularly scheduled fletching with 80 fletching coming in. This is a pretty massive level because this of course means I can now make an MSB. I don't have the level yet to wield it, but I'm going to go ahead and finish these shafts up and grind out the range level for it. Okay, so here I am looking like an absolute unit. I am all geared up in my range stuff, entirely stuff that I got from the easy clues. I need to fletch this into my shortbow real quick. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and run up to Rallos Rise and train my ranged up on some guards. Okay, here I am. Now, I chose this spot to train specifically for a few reasons. First, because these guards have a chance to drop medium clues, and I would really really like to get my hands on a medium casket, so any chance of that, I'm going to go ahead and take. Also, it's pretty convenient since I can safe spot them, or I can just heal with the Neltas, or replenish my prayer with the altar that's here. Also, the young implings wander around here, so that is where I'm going to be able to get my bowstring to actually finish up this magic shortbow. So I'm going to go ahead and sit here for a while and, yeah, just train my ranged. Right now I'm at 43 range, so I still have 7 range levels to go before I can actually wield this thing. I ended up getting a few more lamps out here. And that's enough for 39 Hunter. Getting closer and closer to the Hunter Guild every day. Catch Embertail Jerboas, but of course I can't actually catch Embertail Jerboas since they're locked behind box traps. And box traps are locked behind a quest that is far, far away from Varlamore. If anyone at Jagax is listening, I ask you, please take away the box trap requirement of having Eagle's Peak mostly done, because it's not really necessary. I would like to catch those Jerboas, please. All right, here we go. There is 50 ranged. Very nice. Awesome. I can wield the shortbow now. That's super sick to see. I do have to still get myself a nice little bowstring for that, so let's do some impling surveillance and see if I can't find one real quick. Well, there's one here, only a few world hops away, so let's see if it's got what we need. No, just some nails. What do you want, old man? Oh, a maze. Yeah, okay. I could do a maze. Why not? I'm glad he didn't just give me like a spinach roll or something, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, got myself another impling here. Let's see what we get from it. What? They can despawn? What? Why? What? Okay, I guess. I guess we get nothing. Alright. Well, damn. I guess we gotta find another impling. Well, it took it like an hour, but I found another one. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, that's worth it. I'm not even mad anymore about the despawning one. Okay, so here is the bowstring. Here is the bow. Boom. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, this is actually a real weapon for me to have. Look at that. That is so nice. So nice. This range setup here, I mean, this is completely viable. Honestly, this is much better setup than a lot of people have, so I'm super excited for this. I should still get some van braces and some other basic upgrades, but with the MSB, I should be getting really nice DPS, and especially if I factor in all of the arrow heads, the potentially that I can get to make some full arrows, this is a killer setup. So let's go test it out. This bandit has no idea what's about to hit him. There. Ooh, very nice. Okay, that was the first special move I've ever done with this account. Just tearing through this guy, even with just Aryan arrows. This is awesome. I'm really stoked for this. I hope I can actually use this for some real PVM grinds in the future, but I'm pretty well set up now. Okay, back to woodcutting with a mystery box. Let's see if okay, delicious onion. So here I am on top of the Hunter's Guild spanking in the monkey. I did this using a method figured out by Frey. Basically the gist of it is that you sneak a monkey out of trouble brewing and then catch it with your chunk man, and then you can keep catching it with your chunk man to keep gaining agility and hunter experience. Although it's not a guaranteed catch until you reach 43 agility. Before then you do have a chance of not actually catching the monkey, and then you have to go with your ult to grab another one. Here I've got 40 hunter now. Mostly that was with lamps, which is pretty cool. I did use a couple of monkeys to get a little bit of experience, but it wasn't really all that much experience. I didn't realize at the moment when I recorded this clip, but this monkey here that I release was the last monkey that Ron Rallos would have in his inventory, because right at this moment was when this was secretly patched by Jagex. You can no longer do this. You can't actually take the monkeys out of Trouble Brewing. You can take them out, but you cannot catch them anymore. So this is no longer a method that can be done by anybody. And we're back here in the woods. Oh, nice. And there we go with 85 woodcutting. That's pretty massive considering how limited my axes are and that it's been entirely with oak trees. Yeah, we're getting pretty close now. My dear friend, the Guru of Weed, came to my chunk so that we could celebrate his 99 prayer together. That is a big achievement on any account type. Okay, I don't know who did this or how they knew that I was a chunk man, but someone came by here and dropped a bunch of willow logs, almost as if to mock me. It's very, very mean. It was kind of heartbreaking to see, so if you see a wild chunk man, please don't do this to them. It will break their wee little heart. In Civitas, I've got something kind of weird to show you guys. If you go up here, in this little building upstairs, you'll notice there's a rope and a box trap, but if you are an Iron Man and you try to take this box trap, it tells you you can't take that, just because you're an Iron Man. I don't know why that is. You can take this rope, really, no problem, but the box trap itself is a spawn that I guess just Iron Man can't take. If anyone knows why this exists like this, please let me know, because I'm super confused by it. Okay, and there is 41 Hunter. Let's go. Very nice. I can trap horned groks. Super far away from me, so no I can't, but still nice to have the level. Let's continue this fletching. A little bit after the Varlamore Part 2 update, I started to get these loop halves of keys when I was doing my woodcutting. Apparently, it is the way to get to a new chest inside of the new Varlamore Slayer dungeon, but that's still pretty far from me, so I'm just going to go ahead and stack as many of these in my bank as I can. And that is 42 Hunter. Very nice. I can catch essence implings if I had a net. Very cool. Okay, mystery box for a clue that I cannot do. Alright. But here's a clue I can do. Casket, nice. Let's see what's in there. Okay, Master Scroll Book. That will be nice for the bank space to kind of clear up some spots. Very nice. Doing a bit more thieving. And there is 95 thieving. Huge. Absolutely huge. That's pretty cool. Only 4 more to go before I have that level maxed, so that's super, super nice. Another casket. Okay, collection log, I guess, but other than that, useless. And another one for trash. Very nice. I love to see trash. Trash is always good. Love to have it cluttering my bank. Very nice. And that is 96 thieving. Friggin' massive. That's so nice to see. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the final thieving level that I will be getting on this grind. That's because I only have 34k arrow shafts left, and after this is done, I'm not going to be continuing with making any headless arrows. I'm going to go back to making longbows for the final couple of levels. I decided to get a little change of scenery to finish out these arrow shafts. This spot right here is really nice. Got a nice little balcony to see the town. And there is 85 fletching. This feels so good. I can make a magic longbow, web weaver bow. But it feels so good because it means I'm only 2 levels away from my goal. And here is also a casket for nothing, but that's fine. 85 fletching, massive. I came back to Ralos Rise because Varlamore Part 2 created these little statue things, and so it's a task for me to activate this one. These are the different teleport points for the necklace that you get from the new Icy Nagwa boss. Yeah, so that is now done, and that is a chunk task complete. So let's that off. Yeah. Alright, that's nice to see. I wanted to show you guys something. You don't actually need a teak or a mahogany log to do 2-tick woodcutting. You can do it with a regular log. You just also have to keep pressing the spacebar down. You can see here me at least attempting to try it. It's doable, but it's also very, very click and spacebar intensive. So I mean, depending on how much mind power or willpower you have, this may or may not be a good method for you, but just showing you that it can, at least in theory, be done. Got another lamp here for 420 hunter experience. And that, of course, now puts me at 43 hunter, so I can catch spotted kebits, and I'm extremely, extremely close to entering the Hunter Guild, so I'm very excited about this. And there is 86 fletching. This has taken so friggin' long to get to this point. I think at this point it's been like 700, maybe 750 hours, close to that, just to get here. Okay, another mystery box here. Let's see what we get. Hey, nice. The Mithril Sim. Legendary amongst chunkmen. This is by far now my new best in slot. So this is very, very nice to see. Got another Book of Knowledge here for some Hunter XP, and that's going to leave us with 44 Hunter. So that's massive. Very, very close now to the Hunters Guild. And of course, we can make maple birdhouses in 15 years. And there we go. Finally, we have reached 87 fledging. This, of course, means I could finally make myself that magic shield. This is massive. Alright, it is finally time to make myself the magic shield. Oh, there we go. There's one task. Obtain a magic shield. And then fletch a magic shield as well. And then for the final task involving the magic shield, let's put this bad boy on. Yes. Alright. Look at that. 800 hours of fletching for this little blue shield. That's only slightly better than my iron kite shield. So definitely worth 800 hours of fletching. 100% worth it. Yeah, look at that. Look at these beautiful bonuses I got. Oh, magnificent. Truly magnificent. So with that, I guess it's time for a fire making montage. There's 10 fire making. And there's 20 fire making. 30 fire making. 40 fire making. 50 fire making. And there's 45 hunter as well. And then 60 fire making. And then 70 fire making. Getting very, very close. And there is 90 woodcutting. 91 woodcutting. And that is 75 fire making. That feels so great to see. That is the final level that I need for this chunk. That means the chunk is so close to complete. I just have to actually burn some magic logs, which I have waiting for me in my bank right now. Yep, there they go. So here I am back where the chunk started, and I'm gonna burn these magic logs. And that is the chunk task complete. I don't know why it didn't pop the notification. Let's fix that. Yeah, there we go. Burn magic logs complete. That is task complete, and that is the entire chunk finally complete. Okay, so that was an absolutely brutal chunk. I rolled this chunk on June 23rd, and it is October 18th now, when I will be rolling my next chunk today. So it's been a 4-month chunk, basically, which is brutal. It's been over 1,000 hours of playtime, 800 of which was entirely spent on the fletching. So this has been, I mean, just a mind-numbing chunk. You can see my stats here compared to the last episode. I've gotten a lot of extra levels here compared to where I ended off last time, so I'm pretty proud of where I'm at now. So all in all, even though this was an insanely long chunk to get through, I would say that it was in fact worth it. You know, I now have 1.6 million headless arrows, which is going to last me a very long time. I have over 3 mil GP, and I have 5,000 Varlamore house keys, so I'm pretty much well set for the future of this account. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's coming next. Yeah, here you can see I'm at 52 days played, so that's it's a pretty good amount of time to be in this virtual world. But with all that said, it is now finally time to roll another chunk. Okay, let's see what we get. Quali Gorge. Nice, that's actually a very, very nice chunk. I'm pretty excited for that. I'm currently standing at the bridge leading to Quali Gorge, and in just a second I will go in there and show you guys everything that this chunk has to offer. But before I go in there, I do want to take a quick second just to tell you guys a little bit about my rule set going forward. Being a Varlamore one-chunk man means that skill capes are basically non-existent for me. Now, on the surface, this might seem like a blessing because it means that I don't have to do any 99 grinds. But to me, that is actually a curse because it means that I have no motivation to do any 99 grinds because they are somewhat pointless. So in an effort to keep myself motivated and to keep things interesting, I'm going to be adding the following 2 rules. First, receiving a 99 in any chunk that does not have a skill cape corresponding to that 99 means a free roll. And second, obtaining any scaling pet also means a free roll. But with that all said, let's go ahead and show you guys the new chunk. So let's go ahead and unlock Quali Gorge and head on in there. So here are the first steps into the new chunk. Already right off the bat, I'm noticing there's some yew trees in the back, which would have been really awesome to see during my fletching grind. But, you know, no complaints. And would you look at that, a brand new dog to pet? What a fantastic day for Ron Rallos. This alone makes this chunk an S-tier chunk. I mean, what more do you want? And look at that, there's a llama in the back too. Come on, this could not be any better. Now, over here across the bridge is a neat little hunter area, but I don't have that chunk yet, so I'm going to go ahead and ignore it for now and check out this little house thing here. I got a master farmer next to a bank is actually pretty cool, so that's nice. In this little house, upstairs, I believe that there is a spinning wheel. Oh, no, it's actually on the ground floor. That's actually even more convenient than I thought it was. And right next to it, there is some flax, so that's pretty sweet. Let's see if there's anything upstairs. No, pretty empty. All right, and moving on, it looks like we do actually get to have another bank, which is always good to see. And right next door is a general shop, which is going to give me my chunk task for this chunk. You can see it has a bronze pickaxe here over to the left. This bronze pickaxe means that I am now able to train mining for the first time, and since I already have Camtora Mine unlocked, it means that I'm going to have to get 70 mining so that I could mine some adamant ore that's there. No furnace yet, so no smithing grind, but it is still a pretty decent amount to mine. Since the 70 mining task is the only task that I have in this chunk, I'm just going to go ahead and get started on that. You can see in my inventory, I already have a steel pickaxe. That's the one that I got from the easy clues. And I'm going to be able to use that now with level 6. And I could go ahead and drop the bronze. And this steel pickaxe is going to be my pickaxe for a pretty long time, I think. There are some earth implings that float around here every now and then, and they do have a small chance, a 1 out of 100 chance of dropping a mithril pickaxe. So there is a possibility in the future that I'll get an upgrade, but probably not anywhere past mithril. Now, I still don't have the hunter level required to catch the earth implings, but once I lamp to 46 hunter, I will be able to barehand them. Okay, and that is 15 mining. That means that we can go ahead and start mining some iron now, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch to that because it's much better XP. I didn't get a clip of the exact moment, but with my latest mining level, I did reach 1000 total level. That's not really a huge total level, but for me on this chunk, man, I feel like it's absolutely massive. But that's a cool little accomplishment to get while I wait for this star to be ready for me to mine. Which is a great segue for me to mention that I can mine stars and don't have to worry about them generating any new tasks because they are not chunk specific. And there's 30 mining. That of course means that I can now mine some coal, although there is no coal in this mine, so I don't really have to worry about that. But at least it means that I can also mine a bigger star, which means a little more AFK time. So, I'm out in front of Camp Torm right now trying to catch this earth impling. I know that earlier I mentioned that I don't yet have the hunter level to barehand them. That requires 46 hunter and I currently have 45. But I am able to boost up with this Blackbird Red. It's sold in the Sidvita's pub. It's a wine that boosts your hunter by +1, which is just enough for me to get the level that I need to barehand this earth impling and hopefully get myself some kind of pickaxe upgrade. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can get the pickaxe upgrade for ourselves. Okay, no luck this time. Back to the mining. And there is 40 mining, which means that gold is now mineable. Again, there's no gold in this mine, but it does mean that tier 4 stars are available for me now. So, again, more AFK time is always good. Alright, and there's 50 mining now. We are just zooming through these levels. We can now do tier 5 stars, which is much, much, much better. I think we're going to get to 70 mining pretty fast going at this rate. Honestly, it's looking like I'm only going to be here for a few days mining these rocks. We interrupt your regularly scheduled mining content to bring you this skill lamp. This skill lamp is a pretty monumental one, and you'll see why in a second. I'm going to go ahead and put it into Hunter like always. And so now with that lamp, we finally reached 46 Hunter, which is, of course, the level that has been my goal this entire time. It means that I can finally fully access the Hunters Guild, which is something I've been waiting for since the beginning of this account. It's the first thing that I started putting lamps into, and it was the main goal of putting lamps into Hunter. So it feels cool to be able to, well, first of all, use this bank, and then eventually use the other shops that are in here. Now, this also means that I can go ahead and finally use this jaguar fur that I've been saving inside of my bank after killing the jaguar, finishing up that moss giant task from earlier. This NPC here sells the mix that's needed to make any of the mixed hide armor sets, but they can also just make the item for you if you don't have the right crafting level. So I'm going to go ahead and pay 20k and get this cape. This is the mixed hide cape. I can't actually equip it yet because it does require 60 ranged, which I do not have. So that means that I have 2 new tasks added to my chunk. It's going to be to actually make one of these capes myself with the crafting level, and also to actually equip this cape with 60 ranged. So I'm going to go ahead and add those to my tasks, which means I will be in this chunk for a little bit longer than I anticipated. Since I now have the ability to actually get some hunter rumors, I am going to go ahead and try to see what I get. I don't expect to actually get a rumor that I can do. Actually, there are no rumors that I can do. There are no hunter monsters or creatures around my area. Yeah, see, barbtail kebbit, actually impossible. So for the time being, I am still going to be locked out of Hunter's Rumors, but maybe later on as my Hunter level goes up and I have access to more of these Hunter Masters, I might be able to at least get a couple of rumors done. But we'll see. Okay, so I am back in the Fortis Bazaar right now. I am stealing some gems so I can train up my crafting. I need to get 68 crafting to be able to actually make the cape that I need. And to do that, I'm going to need to get somewhere around just a little bit under 10,000 sapphires. So, yeah, I'm going to need to be doing this for a little while, but that's fine. So I've been taking a little break from the thieving just to train my ranged up a little bit on these bandits that you see behind me. And in that time, I got a book of knowledge that I'm going to go ahead and put into Hun Slayer. I'm going to put it into Slayer because I no longer need to put any XP into Hunter. And I can finally train a different skill. So that's cool. One small step towards my goals. You know, since I'm here, let me tell you just a little bit about this training spot. It's right between Quali Gorge and the Camptora Mine, right by the Ralos Rise Mountain. So there are some implings that float around and wander around here, which is very convenient. Also, these bandits have a pretty low defense, so they're very nice for training on. There are also a couple of safe spots if my health gets low. And they drop a pretty decent amount of herbs and some, okay, not great runes, but, you know, they add up over time. And they do also have the same chance for medium clues as guards. So that's a 1 out of 128. I don't really expect to be able to get a casket or even any doable steps, but the possibility of getting a casket is just, I mean, that's nice just in itself. Okay, and with that, we've got 97 thieving. We're getting extremely close to that 99. It's actually getting pretty tempting to just go ahead and go for the 99 and just get the free roll from that. Yeah, I'm actually really thinking about doing that. I'm getting really good XP here. It's like 100k, maybe even more sometimes per hour. So logically, I think it might be that might be the move for me to do right now. Oh, and hey, look, another lamp. Let's put that in the Slayer. That's going to go ahead and give us our very first Slayer level 2. Every level that goes up makes these lamps easier, so great to see, great progress. Now, is it even considered a Ron Ralos video without a couple of caskets? So let's see what we get in this one. Anything good? No, nothing good at all. That's fine. You know what they say, there's no such thing as back-to-back bad caskets, right? There's no way that I'm going to get something bad in this casket, right? It's going to be definitely something rare, definitely something great, so let's see what we've got. Yay! 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 Alright, and there is 98 thieving. We are getting so close to the 99, I can taste it. Still no pet, but I do have pretty high hopes. Let's see if we can get 2 rolls out of this, not just 1. But I am going to be staying here and finishing out this 99 to get myself that free roll. But before we do that, let's go ahead and open up this easy casket and see what it's got for us. Ooh, a Bandos page. I don't actually have anything to put this into, but it is a collection log, and we will always gladly take those. And we got another casket, so let's see what's in this one. Ooh, okay, Black Shield H2, nice little piece of fashion. Actually, I think that's also an upgrade over my Magic Shield, so that's pretty cool to see. It's definitely an upgrade aesthetically, so yeah, no, it's even defensively an upgrade, nice. Very cool. Okay, and here we've got 3 Slayer coming in. Those Slayer levels are just zooming as well, really, really nice to see. And you know what? You guys have been so good. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys have level 4 Slayer as well. You know, just as a little treat from me. Okay, so here I am at the Fortis Bazaar with a group of my adoring fans ready to celebrate with me. So prepare yourself as I go ahead and get this first 99 of the account. There it is. 99 thieving achieved on the one chunk Iron Man. No rogue outfit, almost entirely done on these wealthy citizens. You can see I've got almost 6 mil in GP, just raw GP. I have 6,500 of the house keys. And I've also got 3 caskets here in my pocket that I'm going to go ahead and open for you guys in just a second. Let me just blow a kiss to my adoring public here. And now let's go ahead and check these caskets, see if there's anything decent inside of them. No. No. And... no. Alright, just some runes. That's fine. You know, that's my 30th casket, so that was way more than I probably should have even gotten in the first place, so I am not complaining at all when it comes to the easy clues. I got a ham joint, I got a lot of rares, and I've got, most importantly, 99 thieving now, which means that I can go ahead and make myself a nice little chunk roll. So, let's go ahead and hit the chunk picker. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what chunk we are going to get as a reward for getting this 99 thieving. I'm hoping it's a good one. Oh, okay, cool. Fortis East. That's pretty neat. Okay, so let's go ahead and unlock the new chunk and go ahead and take a look inside. There are a few notable features inside of this chunk. First and foremost, there is going to be a furnace here. The furnace is in a really, really convenient spot. It is right next to a bank. I'll show you here exactly where it is. You can see it's right over here next to the Kothon and next to the bank. So there's a very short amount of time between the bank and the furnace, which is just great for XP rates. And since I have this furnace, it does mean that I'm going to have to smelt an iron bar with it. I don't have to smelt an adamant bar because I don't have any coal source, so the highest task is just going to be the iron bar for now. Now, here in the Kothon, it gets a little bit interesting. You can see that there is a charter ship here, but the charter ship itself, if you can see the walk plank, it's actually not inside the chunk, which means that these merchants are wandering merchants. They're not actually part of this chunk, which means that they don't actually give me any tasks because they're not considered to be, well, part of this chunk to give me any new chunk tasks. Normally having access to these charter ships means that I have access to molten glass, which would mean that I need to make a light bulb. But again, since these are wandering merchants and they don't count as being part of my chunk, I don't have to make the light bulb, but it does give me the option to use this molten glass now to make my current crafting grind a lot easier and a lot faster than stealing all of the gems that I had to steal earlier. Also here at the bottom of my chunk near the south, through the exit, there is going to be the start of one of the new quests here in Varlamore. I can't actually finish it because to finish it I would need to have the Colosseum chunk as well as the Ortis Farm chunk, but this is actually the first quest that I can start on this account, so I'm going to go ahead and do it as far as I can. I think it's only going to be the very beginning of it, but that's fine. It's exciting to at least get to start a quest for once. I think this might be the only baby that I've ever seen in RuneScape. I wasn't aware this NPC existed here. That's kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue the quest and talk to this spice merchant here. I'm going to tell him that I'm here to help with his missing delivery, and he's going to go ahead and tell me to go to the Ortis Farm, and I think this is where the quest is going to end. I'm going to go ahead and run up to the farm just in case maybe the NPC wanders out to the side and I can talk to it, so let's go see. Alright, no, that is as far as I can progress this quest right now. The farm is there, and I am here, and I don't have that chunk, so that is going to be a lock out of that quest. I'm going to pet this dog, and yeah, cool. So let's go ahead and pet the dog a little more and get back to the grinds that we have. And continuing on, we now have 5 Slayer. That's a very nice level to see. And then here is 60 mining, getting very, very close to that 70 and picking up some adamant ore. These shooting stars have really made the mining aspect of this grind much, much easier, so I am eternally grateful for them. Alright, and here we have 6 Slayer coming in. Very nice, very big level. Still no monsters here that I can actually kill with 6 Slayer, but it's cool to see that number rise up. And hey, look, another Slayer level. We are Slayer level 7 now. Can kill some cave bugs. And we've got an eye patch now, looking absolutely badass. Okay, and with this batch of molten glass, we are going to go ahead and get to 60 crafting. That's a pretty great feeling to have. We can craft some green d'hide chaps now and some other things that we don't really have access to. But it's a big number, and we're getting very close to that 68 needed for the cape. I want to show you guys something kind of cool here in the Flaming Arrow. It's kind of a unique type of pub. When you open it up, it has this trade screen. However, everything in the Flaming Arrow has an unlimited stock. So if you swap left click to buy one for the jug of wine, for example, you can fill your inventory with wine very quickly. Now, they also sell stews here, and I know that for a lot of Iron Men, getting a lot of stews can be kind of a pain, especially if you're getting stews for boosting with the spicy stews. So this spot here, this pub, if you want to get wines, if you want to get stews, this is the place you should definitely come to, because it's a much faster way to stock up, and it's very, very close to this bank here. And as I'm slaying these bandits, I'm also gaining some Slayer levels. Not directly, but as a passive result of just time being spent and getting random events. And after 9 Slayer, well, of course, 10 Slayer is next. I know to you guys this seems like I'm just getting these levels immediately, but there was quite a bit of time between the two. Don't worry. And here we have 65 crafting. We can craft large hunter's pouches if we ever get the materials for that. And we can also keep crafting these lantern's lenses because we're very, very close to our goal. And there is 66 crafting, so almost there. And there's 67 crafting, means that I've only got 1 crafting level left. I can also make onyx rings and cut some onyxes, but again, don't have those. And there it is. There is the 68 crafting. That means that I can go ahead and make the mixed hide capes. So I'm going to finish up this batch of glass and go ahead and make the cape. Okay, here I am back at the Hunters Guild. I have all of the items I need now to make this cape, so let's go ahead and do that. There we go, chunk task complete. There's the cape. I still can't wear it. I don't have 60 ranged yet, so let's go ahead and fix that problem. But first, here's 11 Slayer. And then here it is, the level 60 ranged. Very cool. That means I can wear red d'hide, and it also means that I can wear mixed d'hide. So I'm going to go ahead and wear this mixed d'hide cape. This cape is actually really awesome. As you can see, it's not only a melee strength bonus, it is also a range strength bonus. So all around, just a fantastic upgrade. It's also going to be my alternative for the fire cape, because I'm not anywhere near Karanja. I decided to come back to Civitas and try out the house thieving for a little bit. During my actual thieving grinds, I spent most of the time just with the wealthy citizens. I didn't come to the houses because I got very lucky with my amulets, so I didn't need to stay here for more than, I think, 5 houses. And so because of that, I now have 6,500 keys, and I do want to use some of them. My main point in being here is trying to get myself some ruby rings so that I can get some rings of forging, since this is currently my only way of actually getting those. The wiki says that they are pretty rare from here, but I do want to at least try it myself and see how many I can get per hour, or how many I can get based on experience. So depending on how much fun I have with this, we'll see how far I take it. Before continuing this grind, though, I'm going to use my 1 gold bar that I have to make this diamond bracelet. It's a completely useless item, but I think you'll agree that if I put it on, it really makes this outfit kind of just come together, and that's very important to me. Yeah, you can see now Ron Rallos is looking like a real Varlamore Master Thief. This is the proper outfit for him to have. And there it is. There is 70 mining, the original task that I got when I rolled in the beginning of this episode. I now have the level for it, so I can now mine some adamant ore. So I'm going to go head back to Camtorum Mine and go do that. Okay, here I am at the mine to get this chunk task complete. Let's see how long it takes us to actually mine this rock. Immediate. Oh, you love to see that. Okay, so with that task done, that means the only thing I have left to do is to smelt an iron bar. But first, 14 Slayer, getting up there. I decided to go up until 15 million XP with thieving at these houses, just to see how many of these rings that I can get, and to maybe get a chance at getting Rock. Okay, like I was saying, to maybe get a chance at getting Rocky, who's right there. Okay, wow. I gotta be honest, I didn't actually expect to get that. I am past 99, but I didn't think I'd actually get him. This is I mean, this is awesome. Rocky is my favorite skilling pet in the game, so that's in itself just unbelievable. But he's also going to give me another free roll, so that's a double gift in itself. Wow. I am just downright speechless. I'm gonna take a second to collect my thoughts, and then we can go ahead and roll the next chunk. Okay, so let's see what we get. There are so many options. Wealthy headquarters. Okay. Hey, okay, that's pretty cool for a lot of reasons. Okay, I'm excited. Let's go ahead and unlock this chunk. You can see there's already a few things that immediately stick out, but I'm going to go ahead and show you all of them. Now, also in this chunk is going to be this blacksmith, and he is a double-edged sword because you can see he's got some awesome armor and some best-in-slot upgrades for me, which is really fantastic. But he's also got an anvil here, which means that I am going to have to increase my smithing grind now. Instead of being just a smithing grind needed for the smelting of the iron bar, I am going to have to now make a bullseye lantern because I have moss giants, and moss giants have a 1 out of 21 chance to drop a steel bar. So that is a farmable resource, and that means that I do have to make the bullseye lantern as a consequence. But that's only 49 smithing, so that's not too much of an extra grind, so it shouldn't be too bad. But with that last chunk roll, we do now come to the end of the episode. This episode was absolutely massive for me. There was some significant progress made. We got our very first 99 as well as our first pet, and honestly, it couldn't have been a better pet. Rocky is really one of my all-time favorites. He is my favorite skilling pet of all, so I am beyond excited. And you can see here my stats compared to the last episode. We have gotten a lot of levels. If you want to pause it to take a look, you can go ahead and do that now. But with that all said and done, this episode is over. Make sure you guys stay tuned because I've got something massive coming up in the next episode. I will be fully locking this account to Varlamore. So stick around to find out what exactly that means. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time.
The streets of Fortis bear his name.
grinds lurk at every turn, fletching millions of old carrows, finding logs to burn. He got millions in the bag, but don't need the gold. He just wants to do the tasks in the chunks he's rolled. Run, oh run, the master thief. If your wealth weighs heavy, he'll bring relief. Befriending Rocky Raccoon gets the rarest ride. Stealing from the rich, he's never gonna stop. Run, oh run, with the smoothest groove, rolling up chunks like he's got something to prove. Rocky's his buddy, a raccoon with flair. He's got the moves, baby, and the looks to spare. They sneak through the night and they never get caught. All the people passing by must think that Ron's a boss. Run, oh run, the master thief. If your wealth weighs heavy, he'll bring relief. Befriending Rocky Raccoon gets the rarest drop. Stealing from the rich, he's never gonna stop. Run, oh run, with the smoothest groove, rolling up chunks like he's got something to prove. Hey, hey, always rolling chunks with ease. Got Varlamore shaking like an oak in the breeze. From Rollo's Rise to Civitas, from the gorge to the coast, Rocky and Ron sure got a lot to boast. Oh, they're grooving, oh, they're moving, never losing, always cruising, running, jumping, never stopping. Ron and Rocky keep world high. Run, the master thief. If your wealth weighs heavy, he'll bring relief. Befriending Rocky Raccoon gets the rarest drop. Stealing from the rich, he's never gonna stop. Run, oh run, with the smoothest groove, rolling up chunks like he's got something to prove. Yeah.